Hello and welcome to the Heart channel. Let's start. I'm gonna do this in every single video. Let's start with breath. I began to learn that breath must be the number one thing that we do. And before doing anything important, well, everything is important, but before anything that we want to really do it from the heart, which should be everything, we should be having those moments of inner presence, of resting in the heart first, so things can happen the way they are supposed to happen. And I'm just talking about not operating entirely from the conditioning, from the mind. And the more we do this, the more we practice this, the connection between the heart and the mind is greater, so it just flows. It flows easily. But first, we're going to encounter resistances and we're going to encounter a lot of things. So that's why it's very, very important to first go in, rest in the breath, and then it will eventually start to come up. Okay, so let's begin. I invite you to join. It's just a few minutes and it will help you to open and to receive whatever message is there for you to receive. To begin, we basically start to relax the body. We can move, we can make some sound, it's basically just having the freedom to do whatever we want to do, so everything starts to soften inside. And having the attention, this is very important, this is the key, having the attention in the breath. It's following the breath as it fills the belly, as it lands inside the body, and feeling how it moves in there. And of course, there are gonna be thoughts coming in, there are gonna be images, whatever things are popping up, we just need to focus on our attention in the breath and keep it there. And just in a few moments, we will begin to realize how everything starts to soften and all the importance and the urgency of the things outside will start to decrease. Let's begin. It's important to close the eyes so we reduce the stimuli from the outside. Remember, there is no right way to do it. There is no wrong way to do it. Let's add some sound as it helps to attune the whole inner body and to soothe the mind as well. it's important to release, to let go of any judgment that might come while we're doing this. We're not trying to sing, we're not trying to have a perfect voice or a beautiful sound. Every sound is beautiful, every voice is perfect. It is only the mind that will try to classify the things and say this thing was alright, this other thing was not. It is only the mind who gives those concepts. You are free, you're perfect. Usually when you're doing this on your own, you can extend it for as long as you want. So it will help you to soothe and relax the nervous system and all the things that have been running you will start to come to the surface, and as they're in the surface, you're able to observe with love. So one thing I wanted to share, it is the aspect of how to heal. How do we heal? And it is precisely what I just shared. When we become aware of something, of an energy, of a belief, of a situation that happened or is happening, and we want to heal it because that is the most important element for it to happen. We need to be wanting to heal, and to heal is nothing else but to release, to forgive, to welcome it, to embrace it, to love it. So as we have this desire and we are perceiving this situation, this reality, to try to have a word for it, it is just a matter of being aware of it, and not falling prey of everything that the mind will tell you. The conditioned mind will not like it. The conditioned mind is the only thing that is making it stay there. It's the only thing that is still in judgment, that is still trapping that energy, trapping that light, and that is why it is coming to the surface for you to forgive it, for you to release it. And this process is available to us basically every single moment of our days. We have things that we are judging non-stop. Like, just observe anything You try to go outside and look at anything, and you will see how there is judgment for everything. There is a perception, there is a concept for everything. And especially what we're talking here are those judgments, those perceptions that are causing us to feel a contraction, that are making us feel not light, heavy. That is making us feel heavy. That is like it's a contraction of who you are, of your light. So many times these things are coming to the surface and we're already aware of it. Like, for example, I know that I'm in judgment of, let's say, of my friend, and I know all the things that I don't like about him or her, and those things bother me so much. And so we start to be aware of that. And let's remember that in the first place, there is no other. So whatever you're perceiving, you're only perceiving it in your unconsciousness. So it's coming from you. And the only thing you need to do, you don't need to go and try to change that person. You don't need to go and give advice so they change, so your experience is more pleasant. That's what we do. But this is not the way to heal. The way to heal is to observe within, and this is why it's very important to have these moments of connection with breath, so we are able to observe within what's coming up, and then we decide how are we going to embrace this. So let's go back to that example. We are looking at this friend, and he's behaving in a way that really bothers me, and I'm not even with that person anymore, but my mind is still upset about it. And so that might be the first indication that there's something there that needs to be healed. And there is so much more that is connected to your own being. If you look for that quality, let's say this is what bothers you is that this person is very self-centered. This person is not aware of everybody else, and it's egocentric, and all of these things. So that is what bothers you. So it's bothering you because it's in you as well. And if you do some exploration there, you will find that you are being that way in many areas of your life. And in some other areas, you might perceive that you already passed that. And that might be true. But there are so many other areas that you are not fully aware that you are acting in the same way. So that's why it's triggering you. So being aware, and during this breathing exercise, you desire to be fully aware. You just drop this desire, drop this question. When you're relaxing, you can drop the question of what are the parts that I'm not aware of this energy, of this quality, of this behavior. And you don't go to the mind to find the answers. You don't start to think like, oh yeah, I'm remembering this and remembering. No, you just keep relaxing, because as you relax, it will come up. It's amazing, but it will come up. And once it comes up, all you have to do is to allow it to come up. It won't feel pleasant, most likely. The mind will give you a bunch of thoughts and judgments against yourself and against others. It will bring situations, it will in short, you will be feeling intensely, if you are allowing it, the effects of that quality. So you will be feeling all of that, and you just need to be aware of it and allow it. And you can even talk to it like if it were an entity, and you could even say like, okay, self-centeredness, tell me, what do you want to share with me? And you will start to have all these things coming up, and just be with that. And when you feel complete, that's it. You can continue with your day, and remember to be more and more aware. Like every time, remember that it is you who is responsible for your experience. So you can be aware all the time. And if you set the intention of, I want to be aware of this conditioning, when this is happening, I want to be aware, so I'm able to be fully present with it. Being present is not trying to hide, is not trying to numb with something else. When we feel something that we don't like, the first thing we try to do is to numb it. We try to go for an ice cream, we watch TV, we play video games, we read, we go for a run, we do so many things, and some of those are more helpful than others, but when we're doing it to hide, the intention is the same thing, so we are not helping our healing when we are doing that. There are things that can be very helpful, like going for a run, for example. It's wonderful. It will help your body to feel better and all of that. But before you do it, allow yourself to be fully present with what is not pleasant. Allow all those feelings and remain in your own identity, in your own true self identity. Remember who you are. Remember that you're not those feelings. You're not those thoughts, those emotions, and just that's why you're able to just allow it. So you're not becoming self-centered by feeling self-centeredness and thoughts and emotions and things. No, you're just observing. The more you observe, you start to create a distance between these things, and so you are no longer the servant, or you're no longer conditioned to act from those energies. You release it, and as you do that, there will be a point where the judgment against that energy will reduce, will decrease. When we're starting to heal an energy, when we're starting to heal something, it will trigger us a lot. Like, for example, that, like, I was super egocentric, for example, and then I'm starting to be very aware, and I'm healing it, and I'm allowing it, and I'm going through this process, but then I'm observing it in other people, and it's triggered me so much. It's and then this is an indication that the healing is happening, and we need to continue going that path of allowing. And one thing we usually do is try to go and fight with that person, or try to fix that person, and that's not the way to do it. So it's again going back within and allowing. Now, there is an element here of self-love, which is very important. And as we're going through the healing process, we might need to remove ourselves from people, from situations that are very stressful or very upsetting, or are not helping us to feel It's not to feel good, but not helping us to feel ourselves, to be in our center. So when this is happening, we it's okay to take a pause, to say like, I cannot deal with this right now, and I will remove myself and I will continue doing this work on my own. That is okay. But it doesn't mean that this person is wrong, and you start to develop this quality of trusting that this person is going through their own path and they will get whatever they need to get. It's not my responsibility to make this person, to heal this person, or to do anything with them. My responsibility is only my own. So that said, that is the way we heal things. And if we continue doing this practice, if we continue, and I totally recommend that when we're doing the breathing exercise, when we are in that point of deep relaxation, we can ask ourselves, our inner self, what is the thing that needs to be healed the most? The next thing that you want me to heal, show it to me, bring it to the surface. And you do this like a few times, and you kind of forget about it. Then it will show you the thing that you need to heal in one way that will be very clear. And then once you know, then you just allow it, embrace it. Someone once said to me that everything is light. Everything is made of light, and these things are just like little distortions of light. When something like this is there, let's say for example betrayal. So betrayal, that energy is light trapped, and the way to untrap that energy is to observe it and to be with it, to sit with it and to allow it, and it will start to flow. Eventually it will start to flow. It might be in the very first time we do it, it might be in a constant exercise, but it will start to flow, and we will be liberating that energy, and we will regain that part of ourselves, because everything is ourselves. I hope this has been helpful. Hope I was not rambling a lot, and just let me know in the comments if you agree, if you like it, if you have some other different practice that you do to help you with healing. There are so many things that can be done, but essentially it is the same thing. It is going back within, observing, allowing, creating that space between you and what you're observing. Thank you very much for watching.